If you're over 50 and you wake up in the middle of the night with knee pain, I'll show you 5 physio simple fixes to make your knee more comfortable and to make you sleep through the night. But before we do that, I'll also give you the 3 most common reasons that your knee gets uncomfortable at night in bed. And for each of these reasons, we're going to show you 1 or 2 ways, proven ways of fixing this issue. Reason number 1 why your knee gets uncomfortable, sore at night when you're trying to sleep is when you stay still, which is what you do when you stay asleep. Your inside your knee joint, especially if you have a bit of osteoarthritis, you've got accumulation of inflammatory factors or inflammatory chemicals. And so because you're staying still, the synovial fluid inside your joint doesn't move. So these inflammatory markers, they accumulate and they start causing pain and swelling. And this usually becomes really bad at about 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. So by that time, you would have stayed still for quite a long time. So the easiest solution to help that is before you go to bed or when you go to bed, before you fall asleep, is to do some what we call heel slides. It's a simple exercise to get your knee moving. So Gavin is going to help us demonstrate it. I'll get Gavin to lie down. Just to be clear, you do this exercise when you lie in bed, just before you fall asleep. You're going to do this. So you do 1 leg at a time, and you're just going to slide your heel up towards your hips as far as you can, as far as it goes, and then bring your leg back down again. So you do about 20 times on 1 leg, and you do exactly the same thing on the other leg. So it just helps to maintain the movement in your knee, gets the synovial fluid moving through the joint just before you actually fall asleep. Now, if you do end up waking up at 2 a.m., let's say, right? What you do is you do that exercise right away. So if you wake up with knee pain in the middle of the night, get those heel slides going because it gets that synovial fluid circulating through the knee joint, and it should give you relief from that throbbing sensation that you wake up with. Now, reason number 2 you wake up with knee pain in the middle of the night is you end up putting your knee joint in an awkward position. And it usually involves either straightening your leg too far or bending it too much. So let's say if you are a back sleeper, if you tend to sleep on your back and you put your legs down, now keeping your legs in that position forces your knee into overextension. It forces it to straighten. If you have a bit of arthritis in your knee joint, or maybe if you have a bit of a meniscus injury, that can actually make it feel very uncomfortable. And therefore, you may actually wake up at night with knee being really sore. So what you do to avoid it is you put a cushion under your both knees. So you can use a pillow or you can use any little cushion. You can actually buy a special cushion for this purpose. What this does, it actually helps to keep your knee in a slightly bent position. So it doesn't need to be a big cushion, just not nice and little cushion like that is fine. So that actually should make your knees feel a lot more comfortable. Now, if you're one of those people that tends to sleep on the stomach, which I don't actually advise, sleeping on the stomach is bad for you for more than one reason. But let's say that's the only way you can sleep. I'll get you to hop on your stomach for me for a second, Gavin. In that case, you put a pillow under your ankles. So for that exactly the same reason, it keeps your knees slightly bent. So it avoids you overextending your knee joint. Now, the third way you're going to avoid knee pain at night is for those people who tend to sleep on the side. So Gavin, if you can roll on your side. When you sleep on the side, quite often people tend to bend their knees too much. So what you want to do is you want to put a pillow between the knees. It just helps to stabilize the hips and the knees, makes it feel more comfortable. So if you're a side sleeper, put a pillow between your knees. Now, some of you, when you sleep on your side, you tend to bring one leg right forward like this. So what that does, it puts on what we call a valgus angle on the knee. So it kind of twists it inwards. So if you end up like this, put a pillow under the knee. So rest your knee on the pillow like that. So it actually stops your knee caving in. Takes a lot of stress off your knee joint, makes it feel a lot more comfortable. So hopefully that makes sense. Right. And the third reason. Right. And the reason number 3 that your knee gets uncomfortable at night is you tend to lose muscle strength, particularly for those people over 50. You tend to lose your muscle strength in your quadricep area as well as your glutes. Now, your quadricep tends to support your knee joint even when you are in bed sleeping. Now, because there's less muscle support, your knee tends to collapse, it tends to cave in too much. So long term, what you want to do is you want to build more muscle strength, but that takes time, all right? That's one solution. The second solution, more short term, something you can actually do right now, is use some form of external support. And there's different ways, different items you can actually use. You can use a simple tuber grip. The tuber grip is just like a little compression bandage. You can usually buy it from a pharmacy. If you want to try that, Gavin, let me just try this on. So all you do is you slip it on, make sure it's the right size. And before you go to bed, you put one of these things on. Now make sure this is not too tight, because if it's too tight, it's going to cut off blood circulation to your foot. So it needs to be sort of firm, but not too tight. And that, it does two things. It prevents the swelling around your knee joint at night. It also gives it gentle support. So when you do end up in a bit of an awkward position, it just helps to support the joint. Now, if you want to go a little bit more serious and spend a little bit more money, you can get a knee support, like a proper knee support like this. It's usually made of neoprene, and it just provides more compression and it gives it more support to your knee joint. So it's a bit more serious. Either way, you can experiment whichever one works better for you. But as I said before, long term, you do want to build more muscle strength, because that way you're actually helping your knee joints long term, and it also helps in daytime as well.
Cool. So guys, if you are looking for a plan, we're going to leave a video in the top left hand corner which we walk you through a whole bunch of knee exercises, but we've also got a download that you can have absolutely free as well. And all you need to do to get that download is to comment knees down below, and we'll send it over to you for free. But we're going to leave that workout video just in the top left hand corner there, so go over and check that out, and we'll see you over there.